Hello, my friends. How are you all doing? Halloween is almost here, and for that reason, today's news will focus on the Halloween events happening across several games. Let's start with Driving Empire, where unfortunately, it has already been confirmed that there won't be a second part of the event. Last year, they split the Halloween update into two parts, two back-to-back updates, which players really enjoyed. What people didn't like back then were the rewards. This year, as we mentioned in the previous video, the event felt a bit better than last year's, at least as a first part, since this time we got actual cars, not just wraps. However, we also shared some suggestions for the event, not knowing there wouldn't be a continuation. In the end, since no second part was released, I'd personally give this year's event a 6 out of 10. I'd say last year's event would probably get a similar score. Maybe a little higher, I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Honestly, both events turned out a bit disappointing, and this year was supposed to be the comeback. The other big news is that Citroën is coming to the game. Over 10 new cars are on the way, and we've already got a sneak peek of 3 of them, all described as technologically advanced with a bold, futuristic design. What do you guys think about this brand? Row. That's it for Driving Empire. Now we move on to Midnight Chasers. Alright, here we are. This is the Halloween event area. Wait, wow. Look at that. That's the new Porsche. What a beautiful paint job. I'll park mine right next to it for now. Okay, back to the main topic. The event here is about collecting pumpkins that you destroy along the highway. Though, as far as I know, only on this map. This one took me a bit longer to complete, mostly because the final car was kinda pricey, but not too bad. Actually, it's the event that took me the longest so far. As for the rewards, they're fine, but honestly, they're not that great, and definitely not excellent, since the cars are pretty average. And, this game usually gives us some really impressive models. Alright then, let's move on quickly to another game. Realistic car driving. We made it. Alright, so the event here was pretty simple. Though this is the reward, well, technically you could buy it with in-game cash. But you know what I mean? The event was all about finding pumpkins across the entire map. And for each one you found, you got some cash as a reward. With that money, you could buy the car. And honestly, it looks amazing. That little smile on the front fits it perfectly. Now, collecting all the pumpkins isn't easy, but it's not super hard either. It just takes some time, and it can get tricky. Though they're not super well hidden, you just have to explore the whole map, which is actually pretty big. Still, I think it's totally worth it. Also, I'm not completely sure, but I think this might be the first truly limited car in the game. I don't remember them ever releasing another one like this before, so yeah, I definitely recommend it. Alright, now we're heading to Greenville. I've got to say, I don't play here that often, mostly because it's a bit hard to make money, and sometimes the game just feels a little empty. But to be fair, they do have great updates, like the recent Audi one. Anyway, back to the event. This is the event car, although it's not the final reward. To get it, you just need to find 30 pumpkins, while the ultimate prize is 100,000 cash for 60 pumpkins. There are also some smaller money rewards along the way. Yep, 60 pumpkins scattered all around the map. This could have easily been the hardest event, if it weren't for the fact that the pumpkin map got leaked. Thank God for that. Still, it was fun. It takes a bit of time, and I think the rewards were solid. I really liked this hot rod, and you can actually customize it quite a lot. The stock version even comes with the full hood, covering the entire front end. Alright, now let's compare all the events. Driving Empire. We gave it a 6, but to be fair, I'll raise it to a 7. Midnight Chasers. 6 out of 10, mainly for the rewards and lack of ambient music. Realistic car driving. 7.5. Because even though the prize was a limited, there was only one, and the Halloween atmosphere could have been stronger. Greenville. 8 out of 10. Since it had some nice complexity, ambient sounds, and good rewards. Not higher though, because it could have used a bit more and better prizes. Oh, and before we go, I almost forgot, in realistic car driving, the next update will bring this beauty, the competition. And that's it. for today. See you guys in the next one.